The Guild is Maximum Lawyers' community of legal entrepreneurs who are taking their businesses and lives to the next level. As a Guild member, you'll build relationships, be held accountable, and learn strategies specifically designed to get you unstuck and accelerate your plan for growth. Members are also granted exclusive access to masterminds hosted around the country. Our next event is coming up, and we're heading to Scottsdale, Arizona. There's something truly magical about the power of these in-person connections where real-time breakthroughs happen. Picture this. You're surrounded by like-minded law firm owners tackling your business and mindset challenges together. The energy is electric, the insights are transformative, and the results are game-changing. Investing in yourself is the best decision you'll ever make. The knowledge, strategies, and breakthroughs you'll gain are priceless assets that will supercharge your practice and propel you forward. Join the Guild and secure your ticket to Scottsdale at the best possible price by visiting maxlawevents.com.
Run your law firm the right way. This is the Maximum Lawyer Podcast. Your hosts, Jim Hacking and Tyson Mutrux. Let's partner up and maximize your firm. Welcome to the show.
Hey everybody, this is a bonus episode of the Maximum Lawyer Podcast. This is Tyson Mutrux. Jim is not with us, but I do have a really interesting guest, Larry Weinstein. He is a listener of the podcast, and he's got something super great to announce. Now, he does not know anything about what this episode is about. This is just a bonus episode. I'm surprising him with this. Larry, do you want to first introduce yourself and then tell us about your new podcast?
Yes, thank you for asking, Tyson. I'm Larry Weinstein. I'm a CPA based in Houston, Texas. And in addition to being a listener of your wonderful podcast, which I got to later in the game, and I went back and listened to like all podcasts from the very beginning, you forgot to mention I'm a fellow mastermind member. We belong to John Fisher's Mastermind Experience together. But to answer your question, I have been, what's the word shall I say? I've been motivated by Jim and Tyson, and I now have my own podcast entitled the Profitize Your Business Podcast. And the essence of it is, as a CPA with 30 years of experience, if you want to maximize the profits from your business, the wealth from your business, as a CPA, I can tell you, cutting your taxes and cutting your expenses, Tyson, that's only going to take you so far. You need to profitize your business. You need to maximize your marketing. You need to maximize your sales. You need to adopt really good management practices, best practices. So that's what the Profitize Your Business podcast is all about.
All right, so the target market for the Maximum Lawyer podcast is obviously lawyers, but yours is more general-based, right? You target multiple people, multiple industries, right?
That's right. I'm not going just after, attorneys. God forbid I go after CPAs, although, it's more of a general podcast. And it's basically myself. I don't have a partner in the thing, but some of them are going to be me speaking about different aspects of good, smart, effective, ethical marketing. And a lot of them are going to be me interviewing people that I already know that are smart marketers doing different things in marketing, sales, social media, all types of things. And, I'm looking forward to doing some more of these. And at the end of the day, if I pay attention, I might learn a thing or two as well as my listeners. So it's all good.
Yeah, that's the best part for me and Jim is we actually get to learn from our listeners. We get to learn from our guests, which is fantastic. You've already got a few topics in the can. Can you sort of go over what some of those topics are? You don't have to go through all of them, but just a couple of them.
Yeah, I've got, I think, about 5 of them done already. They're being edited, and I'm going to probably drop about 3 or 4 of them at one time. The first couple of them are really about good, smart, direct response marketing, done with a friend, a copywriter that I use, a fellow mastermind member, because I have my own private peer mastermind group. There's about 6 of us. And we talk all about, direct response marketing and the difference between, the traditional image advertising, which most of us have grown up watching. And when we go into business, that's kind of what we know about, which isn't terribly effective. And the difference between that and direct response marketing. And we actually, there was really a follow-up to that. We did 2 podcasts on that. I did a couple with my friend, who I think you might have made mention of him on your podcast. I don't know if you've actually had him as a guest, but a friend of mine out of New York is just killing it with videos. He's an attorney. His name is Jerry Ojensky. You know Jerry, right?
I know Jerry, and we're trying to get him on the podcast. He's just coordinating schedules. It's just a matter of getting that done, and we'll get him on. So I think that's a fantastic guest. I'm a little mad that you beat us to the punch, but that's good, though. It's a great guest.
Well, I have a little bit of a history with Jerry. I've known Jerry, probably going back to about 6 or 7 years. And, I've interviewed Jerry before. He's very giving with his time. Man, Jerry is up to like 2,500 videos on YouTube. The guy is a machine, and he knows all aspects of videos. Not only does he have 2,500 of his own videos, and understand that Jerry's in a very, very competitive marketplace. He's just outside of New York City. But he's just killing it, and I'm sure that, he's going up against some of these big firms, as my friend Dan Kennedy would call them, big dumb firms that are dropping who knows how much money a month. What would they drop? $100,000, $200,000 a month? And he's certainly getting his fair share. He's a medical malpractice attorney, and he's just killing it. But what Jerry also does is he helps other attorneys. He's got a business called a lawyer's video studio, I think the name of it is. And he actually goes out and helps people do videos on their own if they wanted to hire him to come in. I was fortunate once Jerry was doing a video shoot here in Houston, Texas, downtown, and he invited me to come in, and I sat in while his client was shooting the video. It's very interesting. And another interview that I did is with our mutual friend, Mitch Jackson. Mitch Jackson, he's an attorney based out in Orange County, California. And, oh, my God, I would say he's the godfather of social media, certainly for the legal profession. You know Mitch, right?
Absolutely. I did a webinar with him a few weeks ago. He's a huge knowledge base when it comes to social media. He's fantastic.
Oh, my God. He's also one of my mentors as it relates to everything social media. If Mitch says do it, I do it. Matter of fact, he was also one of the inspirations for me to get started doing my podcast, because I'm also a part. He's got his own private mastermind group. I think it's called legalminds.lawyer. Legalminds.lawyer. You actually have to pay to be a part of that one. It's a fairly nominal fee, but there's a good group of people. We meet a couple of times a week. We meet usually like at about 6 o'clock, I believe it is, on 6 o'clock Central Time on Tuesdays, and then about noon Central Time on Thursdays. And we use an app called Blue Jeans, where we have video conferencing. It's recorded. It's actually posted up into our Facebook group live. It's pretty cool. But Mitch is really, really knowledgeable. He was very, very giving of his time. And I emailed at the end of the day, if you're listening to this, Mitch, thanks. But in addition to, we spoke for, about 50 minutes on air, as it were. We probably spoke for about another half an hour. He was really just giving me a private consultation afterwards. So, yeah, Mitch is a good guy. Anybody that doesn't know Mitch needs to reach out and connect with Mitch. He really, really knows the social media aspects of things.
All right, Larry, you are plugging everybody else, but let me plug you really quick. Guys, a lot of the ideas I get are from Larry. Larry calls me. He gives me a ton of ideas, and I use them, and they work. So I highly recommend listening to his podcast. Larry, they can find you basically wherever you put a podcast out, right? Google Play, iTunes, all that, right?
Yeah, it's going to be published all over the place. The website's going to be profitizeyourbusiness.co. It's also going to be profitizeyourbusiness.com. That one I haven't gotten yet because somebody else actually owns that website. But I think that's going to expire, and I'm going to be able to grab that in about a month or so. But profitizeyourbusiness.co. So thanks for the heads up. Thanks for the plug there, Tyson. Appreciate it.
Of course. And I'm going to wrap it up. I will make sure we post this whenever everything you have is live so they can instantly go to your podcast. We'll put links to your podcast as well in the show notes. Larry, thanks for coming on.
Hey, one last thing, Tyson. Make sure that you put me on the calendar. I want to be a guest on your show as well.
It's going to happen.
All right. Thanks a lot, my man. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Maximum Lawyer Podcast. To stay in contact with your hosts and to access more content, go to MaximumLawyer.com. Have a great week and catch you next time.